Good morning. This is Joyce Gallagher of the Area Agency on Aging with the Department of Family Support Services. Welcome to our Chore Service RFP webinar. Presenting will be Ed Duncan.
Hello, how you doing? I'm Ed Duncan with the Department of Family Support Services Senior Division. We're going to go over the RFP for our upcoming Chore services. Chicago Department of Family Support Services program division composes 6 different entities within the department: Children's Services, Youth Services, Domestic Violence Services, Veteran Services, Workforce Services, Homeless Services, Senior Services, and Human Service Delivery. Our mission is working with community partners. We connect Chicago residents and families to resources that build stability, support their well-being, and empower them to thrive. Our priority is to deliver and support high-quality, innovative, comprehensive services that empower clients to thrive. Collaborate with community partners, such as agencies and public officials, on programs and policies that improve Chicagoans' lives and advance systematic changes. Inform the public of resources available to them through DFSS and its community partners, as well as being stewards of DFSS resources responsibly and effectively. Senior Service Division. DFS Senior Service Division, we are designated as the area agency for the City of Chicago. In that role, the Senior Service Division advocates, plans, coordinates, and funds services for older adults, especially those in the greatest social and economic need, living alone and those aged 85 and above. Together with our service providers, we provide vital services such as congregate dining programs, home delivery meals, and access to benefits. Senior Service Division RFP. The Chore Services for Seniors. The overview of the program is to assist eligible older adults to stay in their homes and prevent premature nursing home placement by providing in-home chore services to individuals aged 60 and older who need assistance with tasks and chores necessary in maintaining their home. The change of this RFP, we'd like you all to keep in mind that we're going to be performance evaluated based on percentage of clients receiving adequate chore services that allow them to remain in their homes after hospitalization or illness. And we also be requiring agencies are required to report demographics and invoices on a monthly basis. Chore service for older adults. Program. The goal of chore services for older adults is to assist eligible older adults to stay in their homes, prevent premature nursing home placement. The respondents to this RFP will provide in-home chore services to individuals aged 60 and older who need assistance with tasks and chores involved in maintaining their home. The clients may struggle with household chores due to short or long-term physical or cognitive challenges. The client may be struggling, unable to manage the general cleaning and household activities. The primary caregiver, who is regularly responsible for these activities, may be overwhelmed with caregiving responsibilities or unable to manage the household activities, or is temporarily absent. Chore services allow the caregiver to provide other needed supports to the client. How the referral process goes for the chore program. DFSS Senior Service Division receives a referral from in-home chore services through the INA unit. Those referrals are then sent to the appropriate case management unit that is responsible for the client's service area. The care coordinator will contact the client or caregiver to initiate, coordinate, and conduct a comprehensive assessment. The care coordinator will determine eligibility, service levels, and for required paperwork to chore vendor to initiate services. What are the allowable services under the chore program? Chore services are intended to provide assistance for persons unable to manage one or more ADL or activities of daily living. These are household tasks, cooking, bathing, shopping, personal care, and other chore services under the supervision of the client or the other responsible person. What services are generally home management, which may include indoor-outdoor work, including snow removal, assisting with activities of daily living such as ambulating, feeding, grooming, dressing, and bathing, as well as monitoring clients' well-being while in the home, including home safety, meal preparation, including cooking, shopping for food, clothing, and other supplies, grooming, assisting with bathing, toileting, dressing, cleaning teeth, and dentures under the direction of client or responsible individual. Other allowable services are arranging for transportation, escorting or arranging for transportation to medical facilities, errands, shopping, and miscellaneous family individual business. These next two are generally fall in the category of a heavy-duty chore, and these are rearranging, securing household items to prevent injuries or falls, and removing large household items or heavy appliances to provide safe access to and exit from the home, or packing the client's belongings. assisting with packing and disposal of household items in preparation for a move, and arrange for refuse disposal and securing loose rugs, maintaining clean floors. How are we going to measure how are we going to measure success of this program? We're going to measure by the percentage of clients that feel confident staying in their home after hospitalization or illness, as well as the percentage of clients that indicate their needs are met by the Chore program through client satisfaction surveys. What are output measures? We intend to track output metrics that may include, but are not limited to, the number of outreach visits conducted to recruit for the program on a monthly basis, as well as the number of clients referred and deemed eligible by the Chore services by the Care Coordination Unit. What are going to be strengths of the selection criteria? The applicant must demonstrate a clear understanding of the target population, their needs and challenges. The applicant clearly defines services to be provided directly or through partnership with other agencies that are appropriate to addressing the needs of and achieving desired outcomes for the target population. The applicants must propose programs in support by a strong national or local evidence-based and/or aligned with the best practice for relevant fields. The applicant also has an effective approach to identifying and retaining program participants. It includes rules and regulations to reduce barriers to participation. What are program performance outcomes and quality? The applicant demonstrates evidence of strong past performance against desired outcome goals and performance matrix and/or other notable accomplishments in providing services to the target population. If there is no prior experience, the applicant provides a clear rationale for its ability to execute against this program and achieve desired outcomes. The applicant also must have relevant staff, systems, and processes needed to collect key participant and performance data and evaluate and manage performance, as well as the applicant should have experience using data to inform or improve its services and practices. What are reasonable costs, budget justification, and leverage of funds related to this RFP? The applicant must demonstrate reasonable implementation costs and funding requests relevant to its financial and human resources. The proposed budget supports the proposed scope of work and work plan. Overall, the applicant has to be fiscally sound, as evidenced by the financial history and record of the organization, as well as audited financial statements from the current fiscal year. The applicant should propose a reasonable cost per person or per unit, given the nature of the services provided, as well as justification for the level of funding requested. The applicant leverages other non-city funding to support total program administrative costs. Examples: state, federal, foundation, corporate, individual donations. Deadline application. Applications are due on November 1st, 2018 by 12 noon. Again, that's November 1st, 12 noon, 2018. Here are the links to on the website, so you can get your RFP training, documents, frequently asked questions, alerts concerning this RFP. These are the links you click on, or you can highlight and insert into your browser window.
All right, I'm going to just jump in here. This is Julia Talbot. So if you're looking for information about the RFP on the DFSS website, you go to the alert section, and that's where our RFP document is posted. The application can only be accessed through the city's iSupplier or eProcurement system. If you have questions on how to register your organization into iSupplier, you need to go to the website, not the website, to email the eProcurement support at cityofchicago.org. You should know that if you're new to the iSupplier system, it's going to take probably 3 to 5 days to get your account set up. That's controlled by the Department of Procurement Services, and so you need to work through them. And the way that you start that process off is through emailing them at the eProcurement support email. If you're having problems or you have questions about eProcurement, or you need technical assistance, you should email the obmgmu@cityofchicago.org, or even better, call their hotline at 312-744-0358. Before you jump to having a problem, though, I highly suggest you check out a fairly lengthy and numerous amount of actually helpful training materials that OBM, the Department of Budget and Management, that manages the eProcurement system on the behalf of DFSS. They have a lot of really great training materials. that you can use to kind of familiarize yourself with how to navigate the eProcurement system. It is not the easiest system in the world to navigate, but it is not the hardest system in the world to navigate, and the training materials are quite helpful. There's, I think, some webinars, PowerPoint, and then after you look at that, you can kind of, if you still need to talk to somebody, you can call or email. So as the person that manages the RFPs from the department standpoint, I highly encourage any potential applicant to start the process early. That means register into iSupply or eProcurement now if you haven't already. Look closely at our RFP narrative and scope document. The formats have changed a little bit over the years, the past couple of years, but as part of a strategic initiative within the department, our applications and our scopes are really evolving. There are different requirements, different expectations, and so it's not quite business as usual. And so I highly suggest and really encourage people to look differently, to look more closely at both in terms of reviewing the scopes, reviewing our expectations, reviewing the selection criteria and the point spread associated with that, and to and also respond to the application questions, as opposed to, you know, it's not just business as usual, not to be too brazen, but we can tell when you just cut and paste. Additionally, you should use spell check. One heads up, all of the text box questions in the eProcurement system are limited to 4,000 characters, and that includes punctuation and spaces. So you'll really need to, you know, to answer the questions that we have, you know, that we've asked, you will need to really think about what exactly you want to say. If you have questions on that, you can contact Ed, I believe is listed as the contact person in the RFP, or Joyce Gallagher, and she can refer you to Ed if that's the question. If you have more sort of administrative type questions, you can call me. My number and email are listed in the RFP document as well. In terms of tips about working in the context of the eProcurement system, you can submit multiple applications under one email address. That's sort of been fixed. I'm not anticipating that to be the case in for this particular RFP, but this is one of our standard messages. As I said, there's a 4,000 character limit to each text box. You can submit your application you can submit it early and then pull it back if you need. So that's kind of a nice feature. And then we always encourage people to submit early. We won't look at your application until November 1st probably, but we do like to have them in earlier, just because that means that you've successfully gone through the application process. If there was any kind of a glitch, any kind of a computer problem on your end, on our end, on somebody's, you know, somebody else's end, you got your thing in on time. With this new system, we are absolutely unable to accept late applications. If you did not get your application in, it will not be accepted. We cannot accept it. There's literally no way to get it into this system. And so, we simply, you'll just be kind of like out of luck, or we will need to re-release the entire RFP to accept, you know, again, which would mean that anybody who had already applied would have to reapply. As I said, you know, make use of the eProcurement hotline for help as needed. And if we, sometimes when we go into our RFPs, we need to make an addendum to the RFP. Sometimes it's to something very simple. We need to extend the date, or we made a mistake about a metric, or we wanted to add information in response to applicant questions. If that is the case, you'll get, if you have started an application, you'll get notification of the addendum, and it will require acknowledgement. You can see in this screenshot, the acknowledgement is required. You click on the review changes button, which is in, you know, right here, and it will take you to a place where you acknowledge, and then it will basically push you back. It will basically transfer. If you've started an application, it will pull from what you started into the new addended RFP, which has a slightly different number. So that would conclude the sort of logistical part of the presentation. If you have program questions, you should contact Ed. You can see his email and his phone number here. It's 312-746-6867. If you have non-programmatic questions or you're having a hard time getting through to OBM's hotline or whatnot, you can call me or email me at 312-743-1679. Are there any other comments that we'd like to kind of throw in at the end here?
No, just encourage everyone to apply.
Apply, yes. So, and if that's the case, then thank you so much for your attendance, and we look forward to reading your application. Let's see. Do you have any questions? No? I see here Maria Valderov has her hand up. Do you have any questions that you would like to type into the question box?
The audio.
The audio is through the phone. Well, if that doesn't sound like there are any questions, Maria, if you have questions, I guess you can contact Ed or myself or Joyce at a later date. And thank you for attending. And this will be posted on the DFSS website. Thank you.